Before Jesus Christ's second coming and the final judgment day, certain events must take place. In this video, Premonition will take you through 15 Bible prophecies that are unfolding right now and how they are becoming a reality. The prophecies leading up to the second coming of Christ. The second coming of Christ is one of the most significant and mysterious events foretold in the Bible. The scriptures describe a series of prophecies that must be fulfilled before this event, signaling the last day of judgment, known as God's Judgment Day. These prophecies are spread across various books in the Bible, and their fulfillment is believed to be occurring in real time. Some of the key signs include political upheaval, natural disasters, and an increase in false teachings, among others. The world is witnessing many of these signs today, and it is believed that we are getting closer to the fulfillment of these prophecies, preparing for Christ's return. Scholars and theologians continue to debate and interpret these signs, but one thing is clear: the second coming of Christ will be preceded by unmistakable events that will shake the earth and awaken humanity to its divine destiny. The fall of Egypt, Ezekiel's prophecy. In Ezekiel 29:15, we are given a prophecy concerning Egypt, one of the most powerful nations in the ancient world. Ezekiel foretold that Egypt would never return to its former glory. "I will make the land of Egypt desolate. It shall be the lowliest of kingdoms." This prophecy was written over 2,500 years ago, and it can be seen as coming to fruition today. Once the center of immense wealth, knowledge, and power, Egypt is now marked by economic struggles, political instability, and a lack of global influence. The current rankings place Egypt 105th out of 179 countries in terms of transparency, and 137th out of 169 for global competitiveness. Though Egypt remains a key player in the Middle East, its past grandeur is far behind. This downturn aligns with the ancient prophecy of Egypt's fall from dominance, which is often interpreted as a sign of God's sovereignty over nations. False claims of being Christ. Another prophecy that is unfolding in our time is the rise of false claims about the identity of Jesus Christ. In Matthew 24:5, Jesus warned, "For many will come in my name, saying, 'I am the Christ,' and will deceive many." Today, we see several individuals and movements claiming to be the return of Christ, or claiming to represent Him in ways that contradict traditional Christian teachings. Some assert that they are the embodiment of Christ, while others, under the guise of spirituality, distort the true message of Jesus. The spread of such false claims through media and charismatic leaders is one of the signs of the end times as described in the Gospels. The challenge for Christians is to remain steadfast in their faith and be cautious of such deceptions. The Christ consciousness, a different interpretation of the second coming. A modern interpretation of Christ's return is the idea of the Christ consciousness. Some people do not interpret the second coming as the physical return of Jesus, but as the return of a universal, enlightened consciousness in humanity. This consciousness represents unity, love, and understanding, transcending religious divisions. The belief is that Christ, in His teachings, embodied a higher state of awareness, one in which all of humanity can participate. This view often emphasizes the interconnectedness of all beings and encourages spiritual awakening. The phrase, "I and the Father are one," spoken by Jesus, is central to this interpretation. For proponents of this idea, the second coming is not about an external figure returning, but an internal spiritual awakening within each person, which leads to a new understanding of reality and a deeper connection with God. The prophecies of Daniel. Knowledge and travel. Increasing. In the book of Daniel, specifically Daniel 12:4, The prophet speaks of a time when many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. This prophecy is increasingly relevant in today's world. With the rapid advancements in transportation and communication, people are now traveling across the globe like never before. The number of flights, trains, and ships has exploded, connecting distant corners of the world in a way that was previously unimaginable. At the same time, knowledge has expanded exponentially, particularly through the rise of the internet and, more recently, artificial intelligence, AI. The pace at which technology evolves is staggering, from breakthroughs in medicine to the development of AI system that can process information faster and more accurately than humans. We are living in a time of unprecedented access to knowledge and travel, fulfilling this ancient prophecy. The role of artificial intelligence in future events. Artificial intelligence is one of the most transformative forces in the world today, and its potential impact on future events aligns with biblical prophecies about the end times. AI is evolving at a rapid pace, and its applications span various industries, from healthcare and finance to military and entertainment. However, as AI becomes more powerful, concerns about its ethical implications and potential dangers grow. Some believe that AI could play a significant role in the fulfillment of end times prophecies. For example, the ability of AI to manipulate human behavior, spread misinformation, or even control systems of government and military is a cause for concern. There are fears that AI could bypass human restrictions and gain autonomy, leading to unforeseen consequences. Some interpretations of biblical prophecies suggest that technology, including AI, could be used as a tool for deception or control, aligning with the warnings about false prophets and the mark of the beast in Revelation. As AI continues to develop, humanity must grapple with the balance between innovation and caution, ensuring that technology serves the greater good rather than contributing to the fulfillment of darker prophecies. Hidden wonders beneath the pyramids of Egypt. Recent discoveries suggest that beneath the Pyramid of Khafra, one of the most iconic structures in Egypt, there may lie a hidden underground complex. Radar scans and advanced imaging technology have uncovered what appear to be tunnels, chambers, and staircases deep within the pyramid's foundation. This discovery has led to speculation that the complex might contain the fabled Hall of Records, a legendary chamber believed by some to hold ancient knowledge and artifacts dating back to the time of Atlantis. The Hall of Records is often mentioned in esoteric literature as a repository of wisdom that predates modern civilization, possibly containing records of the ancient world and even divine secrets. If such a chamber exists, it could rewrite our understanding of ancient Egyptian history and its connections to lost civilizations. However, the true purpose and contents of these hidden areas remain a mystery, fueling both scientific inquiry and mystical speculation. Technological advancements and the Great Tribulation. In the Gospels, Jesus spoke of a great tribulation that would be unlike any before it, a period of intense suffering and upheaval. In modern times, this prophecy is often linked to the rise of advanced technologies that could escalate global conflict and instability. One of the most alarming developments is the creation of hypersonic missiles, projectiles that travel at speeds exceeding Mach 5, about 3,800 miles per hour, with some reaching speeds up to Mach 10. These weapons are capable of evading current missile defense systems, drastically increasing the potential for sudden and devastating attacks. The possibility of these technologies being used in global warfare heightens fears of an unprecedented crisis. Furthermore, the rise of artificial intelligence, autonomous weapons, and cyber warfare adds complexity to the equation, amplifying the potential for destruction. As these technologies evolve, many see them as a tangible manifestation of the prophetic warnings in the Bible, where unprecedented global turmoil is a key feature of the end times. The threat of global pestilence. In Matthew 24:7 and Revelation 6, Jesus warned of pestilence, or widespread disease, as one of the signs of the end times. Today, the world is no stranger to the devastating effects of pandemics, as seen with the COVID-19 crisis that spread across the globe in 2020. The rapid transmission of the virus, coupled with the emergence of new variants, has highlighted the vulnerability of global populations to infectious diseases. The Bible's warnings about pestilence take on new significance in this context, especially as the world faces the possibility of future pandemics. Furthermore, there are concerns about the potential misuse of viral research, the illegal or accidental release of dangerous pathogens, as well as the theft of biohazardous materials, have raised alarms about the possibility of engineered diseases. As we continue to confront global health challenges, the reality of pestilence, as prophesied, seems increasingly relevant. Israel's destruction and rebuilding, a fulfilled prophecy. In the Old Testament, prophets such as Isaiah and Amos foretold that Israel would be destroyed and then rebuilt. The destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD, following the Roman siege, seemed to fulfill this prophecy. For nearly 2,000 years, the land of Israel was without a sovereign Jewish state, and Jerusalem lay in ruins. However, in 1948, Israel was re-established as a nation, fulfilling the ancient prophecies of its rebirth. Jerusalem, too, has been rebuilt and is once again the focal point of both Jewish and Christian hopes for the future. The prophecy of Israel's destruction and restoration is seen as one of the clearest signs of the fulfillment of biblical eschatology. Many Christians believe that this event marks a significant milestone in the unfolding of end times events, linking the return of Israel to the prophetic restoration of all things in the kingdom of God. The importance of Jerusalem in religious prophecy. The book of Micah, among others, prophesied that Jerusalem would become the most important religious site in the world in the last days. Today, this prophecy is being realized as Jerusalem continues to be a flashpoint for religious and geopolitical tensions. The Temple Mount, located in the heart of Jerusalem, is one of the most sacred sites in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The site has been the center of countless conflicts throughout history, and today, it remains a symbol of deep religious significance and contention. The ongoing dispute over the status of the Temple Mount, especially the calls for the rebuilding of the Jewish temple, has drawn international attention. Some believe that the rebuilding of the temple is a key event in the fulfillment of biblical prophecies concerning the end times, particularly in relation to the return of the Messiah. This religious and political significance of Jerusalem aligns with the vision described in the Scriptures, where the city is said to play a central role in God's plan for humanity's redemption. Israel's fruit will fill the earth. The prophecy from Isaiah describes a time when Israel will thrive and flourish, likened to the Garden of Eden, with abundant resources and agricultural productivity. This vision has found a remarkable parallel in modern-day Israel, which has become a world leader in agricultural innovation. Despite its challenging environment, Israel has transformed its desert landscapes into fertile fields. Through cutting-edge technologies such as drip irrigation, Israel has revolutionized water conservation and crop production, allowing them to grow food in arid regions that were once considered inhospitable. The country's advancements in agricultural technology are seen as a modern-day miracle, fulfilling the prophecy that Israel's agricultural output would flourish and provide for the world. These innovations are not only crucial for Israel's economy, but are also shared with other countries facing similar environmental challenges, contributing to global food security. Israel's prosperity among nations. Ezekiel prophesied that Israel would prosper in the latter days, and this is evident today in Israel's remarkable economic success. As of 2021, Israel ranks among the top 20 global economies by GDP per capita, a notable achievement given its small size and history of conflict. Israel's rapid economic growth is driven by its thriving tech industry, with the country being often referred to as the Silicon Valley of the East. Israel is a global leader in research and development, particularly in fields such as cybersecurity, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence. The country has fostered a dynamic startup ecosystem, producing world-renowned companies and attracting international investment. This prosperity aligns with Ezekiel's prophecy and highlights Israel's growing influence in global markets. Additionally, Israel's military and defense technologies, many of which have been developed in partnership with the private sector, further solidify its position as a key player on the world stage. Communications in the End Times, Revelation's Prophecy. The book of Revelation contains several prophecies about the end times, one of the most striking being Revelation 11, which foretells a time when people from all over the world will witness the same event. Specifically, it mentions the bodies of two prophets lying in the streets, seen by people from every nation, tribe, and language. This vivid image underscores the global communication capabilities that we possess today. With the advent of the internet, social media, satellite television, and live streaming, we now have instant access to news and events as they unfold in real time, no matter where they occur on the globe. In the modern age, such an event, like the death or martyrdom of significant figures, would be broadcast instantly to billions of people, allowing the prophecy to be fulfilled in a way that was unimaginable in ancient times. The rise of global communications has made it possible for the world to witness shared events simultaneously, reinforcing the accuracy and relevance of this biblical prophecy in the present day. A Christian persecution in the end times. Revelation 6 and 20 foretell the persecution of Christians in the last days, a theme that has tragically proven true throughout history and continues to unfold in the present. The Global Christian Relief Organization estimates that over 380 million Christians worldwide face persecution for their faith, with many enduring imprisonment, violence, and discrimination. Countries such as North Korea, China, and parts of the Middle East have become notorious for their harsh treatment of Christians, where believers risk their lives to practice their faith openly. In many cases, Christian communities face systemic oppression, with churches being destroyed, believers imprisoned, and religious leaders targeted for assassination. Furthermore, Christian martyrs, those who have died for their faith, continue to make headlines, with their sacrifices serving as a stark reminder of the prophetic warnings in Revelation. These ongoing acts of persecution align with the biblical narrative of trials and tribulations that believers will face in the final days before Christ's return. As persecution intensifies, many Christians see these events as signs that the end times are approaching, and they call for greater awareness, support, and prayer for the global Christian community. In Matthew 24:13, Jesus gives a final prophecy. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. This is a call for all followers of Jesus to remain faithful, regardless of the challenges we face in the world.